Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be reviewing the movie Find Your Friends, which is streaming now on Shudder. So the movie starts with a woman and her four friends that head to a desert town for some fun and sun, but an encounter with with hostile locals soon turns their alcohol fueled party into a violent struggle for control and survival. This movie turned out nothing like I expected. I went in fully prepared for a straight up horror film. Expectation took some adjusting to as I was watching the movie, but once I accepted it, the film became more interesting than the standard horror outing I had pictured. The characters are, I've got to say, extremely unlikable. I'm still not entirely sure if that was deliberate creative choice or simply a side effect of how they were written, but these women come across as selfish, reckless, and often generally awful human beings. They prioritize partying, status, and immediate gratification of anything resembling care or self awareness. The one clear exception is the lead actress. Her character is the only one given real integrity, I'll say. We actually get to see a more human side of her. The fear, the exhaustion, and the quiet damage she's carrying, that humanity makes her the emotional anchor of the film, and it's a large part of why I stayed invested and watched the rest of the movie. I generally wish the other three friends had been granted the same level of complexity. Instead, they remain mostly one note, which is one of the movie's more frustrating limitations for me. Even with that shortcoming, I remained engaged throughout. The story is interesting enough, and the escalating tension between the group and the locals keeps the momentum going. The cast, to their credit, all play their parts very well. No one phoned it in. They commit fully to the nastiness and the eventful desperation, which helps sell the more extreme turns the film takes. One of the strongest elements is the way the movie handles past trauma and how it can manifest in dangerous, unpredictable ways. The film doesn't treat trauma as a tidy backstory. It shows it as something that festers, surfaces under pressure, and eventually shapes people's actions in messy and destructive ways. That idea is driven home most forcefully in the ending. The film's most forceful use of trauma arrives in the ending by refusing to cut away or soften the violence. The camera forces the audience to confront and full unedited sequences of what has been building. The brutality is not random spectacle. It is presented as the logical, if extreme, outcome of trauma that has been denied, minimized, and continually re-triggered. The sequence elevates the film into horror territory for a moment, yet it remains consistent with the thriller's psychological logic when survival instincts and accumulated rage finally override social restraint. The results are visceral and difficult to contain. Find Your Friends is a good movie, but it is not a perfect one. The biggest missed opportunity remains the lack of deeper human emotion and interior life through the three supporting leads. Giving them more dimension would have made the group dynamics richer and the eventful violence land even greater, I reckon. Still, the film held my attention and also delivered a memorable and disturbing climax and left me thinking about its central ideas longer than I expected. So, my review for this movie is 3 out of 5. That's more than enough to make it worthwhile watch. So just go into this movie think don't go into this movie thinking it's a horror movie. Just go into this movie thinking that it's a thriller, which it is, and just be warned with that ending. There's a lot of sexual violence towards the end of the movie. So if that's something that you don't like, you don't want to see, just be warned that it's in the movie and it's unedited and extremely brutal. So if you like these sort of reviews, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel for more upcoming movie reviews in the future. Peace.